This is the Ferguson sack. We'll watch it from above, then we'll watch it from the all-22. I like Levine dropping from the line there, getting under the curl. Pay good attention to Clark here. This is Chuck. Chuck's the spy on Watson. Watch how he goes up and takes on this guard initially, right off the snap, and then he drops a little bit. When he goes to take on this guard, somehow or another he occupies this tackle a little bit. So he plays a big part in this sack, I think. You can see the tackle kind of work inside just for an instant. Ferguson loses this tight end, and then he's going to beat the tackle. Just that little bit of hesitation, you see the tackle open up, and he's got him there. Chuck drops after he takes on the guard. Again, he's the spy. He's spying Watson here. I love the pursuit. I love the effort. And what great effort that is. He finishes, you know, when you watch him in college. And I'll say this about Ferguson. There is a concerted effort, obviously, to keep Watson in the pocket here and on all these pass rushes. He does a nice job of watching the quarterback, watching the pocket while he's rushing during this game. And I think just that little bit of patience and eyes to the quarterback will really serve him going forward, especially how this secondary covers. I like Levine. Again, I like Levine dropping, gets under that curl. Nice play overall. Good effort by Ferguson. Let's watch it again from this perspective. I'd like us to pay attention to Tyus, Chuck Clark, and also L.J. Fort and how they defend the run here. In particular, it's a stretch play outside the Texans are running. You can see from the way they line up that Tyus is already reached by this tight end, and that's really not his concern. By virtue of alignment, this guy's got him, and the guy that he's got to beat ultimately is this tight end. And watch Tyus work to do this. He gets double teamed. Chuck takes off right away, realizing what's going on here, reading this, and getting outside, making sure he doesn't get reached, and ultimately he gets outside of that tight end, excuse me. But watch how Tyus kind of fights that. Again, this guy's got him by virtue of alignment. He can't let himself be reached by this tight end. Along with Fort, watch Fort in just this pursuit. Man, he tries. This guy puts it out. He's not going to let this tackle get on him either. Yeah, this is a great play beating these blocks, both by Chuck and Tyus here. And then watch at the end how LJ gets in on that. Watch it again. Here's Ferguson making a play early. Does a nice job getting off that cut block and making a tackle here. That's something you saw the Ravens do throughout this game. The Texans would send a blocker, in this case the sniffer, to his side. Beautiful job getting off that cut. And the Ravens would exchange a linebacker or a safety as the force player here, and that's Fort. Fort does always a good job when you watch him just hustling, getting in on the play. This is another example of what we just mentioned. Here's Judon just scraping inside, giving up contain, and the linebackers exchanging with him. Makes a great play in the backfield for a loss. One more example, and yet again, Judon making a very nice play here. Comes the sniffer across the formation. And see how smart Matt is. Really Chuck too here, because Chuck's the scrape player, the scrape exchange here with Matt. Matt's going to go down as the tight end comes across. He reads the quarterback keep here. And look how smart Chuck is too. Matt doesn't even take on this block at this point. He's going after the quarterback. Tight end goes out. Chuck's right with him. Matt does a nice job chasing down the quarterback there. You see Marlin get kind of picked or rubbed here, takes a false step, and watch what happens. So move to a couple things on offense. You see Lamar under center here, Ricard and Boyle to that side. I think you're going to see, I mentioned this in my last video, you're going to see the Ravens throwing more with Ricard on the field, getting him to protect the edge or sending him out on routes. You're also going to see, I think, a little bit more of Lamar under center. Lamar hits after the play fake here. He's going to hit Marquise on a deep comeback. You can see the Texans in what looks like cover 6 to me. They're sort of cover 4 to this side, and ultimately no receivers release out this way. You're going to see this safety come over and help with Roberts' route, and the rest of the field's open. You see the linebackers held by Ingram releasing. Just a lot of green there, and it's just a perfect call against that defense. Good throw, good catch. Let's watch it from this side. See Ricard motioned. A little bit of a chip from Ingram there. Good protection. The offensive line was great versus Houston. I haven't watched every single snap. I'm just going off what I have watched and the way it just occurred to me on the game. I mean, it was clear to see Lamar had all day to throw, but they're just mashing guys here. One thing to note that's interesting, the Ravens get with this motion here. There's two motions. Willie first. They get this guy out of any kind of run fit. They got Marquise to hold this safety deep. Then they motion Nick. You're going to see this linebacker, I think this is Merciless, widen. And then when Nick releases, he's got it. 59's got to play contain. This guy goes to cover Nick. And you've got this 6-man box with an outside linebacker very wide, and they just run it right up the gut there and pick up 11. Yeah, I mean, a 6-man box against this offensive line right now. Watch Skura, man. Skura's just mashing guys here. Watch this little bit of a combo. Watch him get on the second level. Boom. And Ingram just folds right behind him. Yonda does a good job turning and sealing. Nice block on the edge here. Of course, they don't block the end, right? He's got to stay home for Lamar. It's really great.